Hey guys, welcome back on my channel. Well, this is a long time, isn't it? And let's begin this new year, this 2021 year, with a new sketchbook tour. As you can see, I'm addicted to that book with, how do you say that, spirals. I'm definitely more fond of this binding, I think, rather than the spiral one, because as you can see, this one is just falling into pieces. So, let's dive into this one. So grab your stylus, sharpen your pencils, and let's draw. Alright, so I will show you what's in this Zap book. I've shown you last time what was in there. So this was the sketchbook that accompanied me, that was with me during my art school days. So this was between 2005 to maybe 2008, something like that. So this was the next one. So I think this is around 2008 and 2010. So this was drawn while I was working in an animation studio in Paris. So just as a disclaimer, this is the third time that I am recording this video, so I think that now I have a good idea of what's inside, so I know what I'm going to say. So let's jump in. So in this sketchbook there will be a lot of drawings of my characters from my novel. So this is June, but you'll see other characters I will show you later. There will be a lot of random drawings, and there will be a lot of gargoyles, kind of Paris drawings. So this is obviously a random girl, and I knew that I was kind of struggling to find and to draw some interesting posings. So this one was kind of so-so, but this is the purpose of a sketchbook. So this is June, one of my favorite and one of my main characters from my novel. These are gargoyles, obviously, and these are some of members of the clan of Paris. So this is Grimm, and this is Melusine, and this is Morphine. These two are my characters, and some other characters were created by some friends, so you'll see some of them that I drew that are not mine, but I just love to draw any characters and any members of the clan of Paris. Well, this is a random girl with a Christmas hat, so don't ask. This is Absence, so this is one of my friend's character from the clan of Paris. Obviously, Sailor Moon, you'll see her coming from time to time in this sketchbook, and I remember that I wanted to draw her like in a more Western style than the Asiatic and Japanese style that she's drawn most of the time. So I just wanted to find her under my pencil. You'll see her popping from time to time. This is Delacroix, so another member of the clan of Paris. This is, I think I was watching Jane Eyre. I'm a huge fan of Jane Eyre, so I have drawn her like many times in this sketchbook too. Another Melusine and Grimm. These two are characters from my RPG team, and this is Katara. This is June and Nick, so the main characters from my novel. And what is funny is that I usually draw them as adults, so as they appear in book 2, which I haven't written yet, because in book 1 that I finished, well, they are teenagers. She's 12 and he's 16 in the book 2. And most of the time I was like imagining them as adults as they appear in the book 2. So Nig is a werewolf, and June is a captive princess. Another Melusine as a kid, and I remember exactly where I drew this. Actually, well, this is Morphine and Absence as kids or as chibi. I don't know. This is a mix of like a style between chibi and drawing them as kids. I'm still trying to find my style of chibi. I'm still like 10 years after, I'm still trying to find out. This one is like a roasting Pikachu, because at that time when I drew all this page and maybe the few pages after, I was at my first convention as an artist in the artist alley, and I remember they were keeping diffusing the Pokemon opening, and I just was totally fed up with it, because I heard it like every 5 minutes and I just couldn't bear it anymore. So this is why I drew this dead Pikachu. So after the gargoyles as a kid in the previous page, this is Delacroix as kid. And this is a random Harlequin. Here's June with holding a candle with my attempt to draw some kind of rendering of the light. Maybe you won't be able to see it, but well, it's kind of subtle. So this is one of my best friend's character. She's a pirate from the 17th century France, and so I used to draw her character quite a lot because I love her. Pirate and fierce pirate. You'll see her a few times in this sketchbook too. So I was trying to draw her like in a battle mood and this kind of ship, a pirate ship. So I brought this sketchbook with me during the convention, and this gave me opportunity just to lend it to my friends. They drew in this sketchbook, so this is like a signing or a guest sketch from my friend Opheline. I don't know if you know her. She's also well known and popular on the internet, and she's a huge and an amazingly talented artist. She's as you can see, like a manga comic artist, and I love her work and I love her design and the way she draws things. And she drew one of my characters here, Melusine, just in my style. You can see it's during the Chibi Japan Expo in 2008, and I love the sweetness in her eyes, and she's just gorgeous. Yeah, another sketch from one of my best artistic friend. This is, my June, drawn by my catty cats. So Mary drew in this sketchbook. And beside this bearded woman, I don't know what came up with it, but these are one of the first fan arts in this sketchbook. This is Virginia from the Dance Kingdom. I was obviously rewatching the series, like I rewatched this series a countless amount of time, and I just love it. I just love it to pieces. And so the next few pages are about Dance Kingdom characters. So this is Virginia Lewis. It's her again. This is the king of the trolls, and this is a full body drawing of Virginia with all of her outfit. This is Sally Peep, the shepherdess from I think it's the episode 3 for the Dance Kingdom, and it's one of my favorite drawings in this sketchbook because I love the flow of this drawing and the posing of the character. I don't know, and the boots. I don't know. I'm in love with the boots, but I kind of like this one. I like the general feeling of it. Another Virginia, and of course Wolf. I couldn't not drawing Wolf. It's like one of the huge pillar of this series, and I just love him to pieces. So he's here, and this is the singing ring in this series. Some random sketches, another random sketches. So at that time, I used to spend like weekends with my friends, as I said, like Katika and Ayashinta and Opheline and Ito. We were at Ito's place, and we were like spending all the weekend to draw and chat and watching dumb stuff on YouTube. And this is one of the dumb stuff that we watched on YouTube, like this kind of prairie dog that was like watching the camera with an intense glance, and I don't know why I had to draw it, but here it is. So all these pages were drawn during those weekends, so we were kind of drawing each other's characters. So this is Nahini from Hayashinta, one of our friends, and I will post the Instagram account of everyone that I'm talking about, so you can discover them if you don't know them already. This is Marcus, also from Ayashinta. This is Sandra from Opheline, and this is a bad attempt of drawing. I guess this was Melly in the first steps, but like she looks like a villain in this one. So I think that maybe I was trying to draw like one of the other characters from her story. But this is Melly with her locks. Her locks looks like dreadlocks after all. But I like this kind of sad glance and sad eyes on her face, and she looks sweet. And this is the fierce Carol on her boat. And I was too lazy to draw all the, I don't know how you say this in English, but you know yeah, you know what I mean. some random drawing. This is Jaya. This is the character from Ayashinta. Some random drawings. I remember that I was trying to find some other way to draw faces, especially the size of the nose and the shape of the nose on this one. I don't know if it's efficient or not, but at least I was trying to do something different. Another Sailor Moon. And this one, I don't know what's happening with her, but I think she broke something. This is another chibi attempt. And this was inspired by my friend Cathy Cat's graduation movie. She did like a Rococo kind of movie. She did this all on her own, and I think that was inspired by this. And another Sailor Moon. And I like this, her face on this one. I don't know, I like it. This is another fan art also. These are some attempts of drawing the main characters of the movie Lady Hawk. This is like a fantasy movie from the 80s. I don't know if you know this or not, but if you don't, like, just stop it and go and watch it. This is one of the best fantasy movie that it's so wonderful. And so this is Etienne Navarre, this is Isabeau d'Anjou, and this is the Bishop of Aquila. And I love this movie to pieces, really. And this is also the characters of this movie. Etienne Navarre is played by Rutger Hauer, and this is played by Michelle Pfeiffer. So this is like one of her first roles, I think. And some random characters and a whale smurf. Don't ask why. This is silly. Random characters. I think this was meant to be Dean Winchester, I guess, but yeah, no, I was not happy with it, obviously. Some other sketches. I remember this was one of the first drawing where I was looking for the design of this character. This is the Clan of Paris members, the characters created by my sister that was meant to join the Clan of Paris. So I was looking for her horns designs, and I first went with this one, but I after that went with like a crown surrounding her skull, and you'll see after that where I went with it. But these were the early sketches. And all the sketches. These are some characters from my novel, so maybe here you can recognize Nick, so the main character, so with his scar on the cheeks and the pointy ears, sorry. And this is Adhemar. This is like his king, and this is the villain of the story. And I think that in my mind it looks a lot like what I had in mind for him, with this kind of hooded eyes, with the curly hair. Yeah, this is pretty close to what I had in mind when I created him. And this is another character from my story, but I know that I was looking for his design. This is Lycaon. I think that he changed a lot, and now he doesn't look like that anymore. When I'm not satisfied with what I'm doing, I'm going in my files on internet, and I'm just picking one artwork from an artist that I like. I try to reproduce what he or she drew, some characters, just to get how he or she drew eyes or lips or the facial proportion or the hair, and just to try to understand how they did it and see how I can bring it into my style. Just trying to draw some things different. So this is another attempt of drawing Adhemar. So this is the same character than this one, but in another view. And this is the same character, but I wanted to try to draw him with another hairstyle. So, and this is June with her short hair. And once again, Nick. Here I wanted to try some different expressions on his face. And here are the Winchester brothers, so Dean and Sam. I was trying to draw them because I'm a huge fan of Supernatural. So this is Opaline. This is the gargoyle that I was talking earlier. This is her final design with her horns. Like this kind of 5 picks that are surrounding her skull. So yeah, this is her final design. Other sketches for my friend's character. This is Jaya from Ayashinta. Here are some search that I was doing some random research for some commissions. This is my attempt to draw Wolverine, and I think I never drew him again after that. Oh, this is June. So you can see it's in May 2009, yeah, so 2009. And at that time, I was with Ito, with Katika, Tayashita, and Orpheline. We were on a forum on internet, like on a art forum, and we used to pick a word every week that we would draw our character with, or inspired with this word. I don't remember what word this drawing was about. This is also one of my favorite sketches from this sketchbook, because I feel like there's the nice line of action, and I like her back and the line of her butt. Some random characters. This is another drawing from this words challenge on this forum. And I remember this one. This one was about masks. So I drew June with this kind of like splash of blood on her face. Like she would have a fierce look and fierce eyes, watching directly the viewer. And I still love this one. These are characters from my RPG gang. So I was mastering an RPG called Kafanam, and so this is a kind of an Arabic fantasy RPG, and so these were the characters played by my female players. Other sketches of June, obviously. This is one of my attempts to find another type of chibis. I think this was meant to become some buttons that I would sell at the German Expo. This is Nig and his wolf form, because he's a werewolf. And this is Grim, my Gaggles character. This is my attempt to draw. First, I remember that I drew this for Orpheline's birthday. So this is her character drawing like he's out of the water. And random sketches of June and Nig once again. And this one also was for the forum, for the word challenge. This is also one sketch that I liked from this sketchbook, because I feel like this kind of sketch tells a story with the setting and the posing and everything. And I feel like you can feel that he's like in a inn and just enjoying his time or waiting for a client or something. Yeah, I kind of like it. And this kind of attempt to draw some perspective too. This was maybe one of my first attempts. And as you can see in this drawing, this is inspired by the one that I showed you before. Let me find it. This one. You can see that this drawing was inspired by this one. And I was trying to apply what I understood from that drawing to my character here. Just to try to feel how it was, how it would work with my style and with my character. Yeah, this is one of my way to try to find out, to bring some new stuff to my own style and to my own art. Yeah, I'm trying to make them as a couple. And this is a Buffy and Spike drawing. I was watching the whole series at that time, so obviously I was trying to draw them. I always loved this series, but I rarely drew them actually. Yeah, some posing drawings. And we're back at my story. So this is June and Rexan. So there's those two characters meeting together, and this is one scene that I haven't written yet, but I knew that it would come one time or another, and this will be, I think, in book 2. But I already have the drawing. So this is a private joke. I think that I was trying to draw June and Nig as a Sleeping Beauty and her prince, just like they are in the movie. And as I like their outfit from the cartoon, I just drew them with that. Another inspired drawing, like from my novel. And another chibi. Another chibi attempt. Like I was experimenting. I think this is Sandre from Orpheline. But there's so many things that just are going wrong in this. The head is too big, the anatomy is floppy, but yeah, there's a lot of things going wrong here. Other characters, this is Rexan from my novel. This is her, where is she? This is her. And was trying to find her design and her face feature, just to make her different from June. because I just don't want to draw the same female character over and over again. And this is a character I just don't remember where he comes from, but this is like a kind of cartoony character. And another fan art from the BBC Merlin series. So Merlin, you have Morgana and Arthur. This is Nig as a child, and this is a fan art from one of my favorite French fantasy books. I haven't drawn her for centuries. But I like this portrait. And this is Karel. There are so many things going wrong in this drawing, proportional wise. His head is too big, the kiss is just not realistic. I think there's something wrong with the arm, but I feel like there is something happening with the sadness in her eyes, it's something, you can feel the despair in this, but some things work and some things don't work at all. Here we have, my June cutting her hair. I remember that I used one of Mulan's picture where she cuts her hair to get this one done. I think I kind of copied her posing to have this drawing. I can feel the Mulan drawing under this drawing. So this is June as a child. Then she's saying, "Are you taking me for a fool?" I feel like there's something wrong in the eyebrows. This one should be in that direction. It should be in inversed, something like that. There's something wrong. This is Karel having a badass pose with a way too long saber and sword. Some random drawings. And a musketeer. Here you can recognize the 4 heroes from the Big Bang Theory. So there's Leonard, Sheldon, Howard and Raj, and some posing research for one of my commissions. Here's some other research for a commission, or for several commissions after all. Here there are 2, some research, here too. And that's interesting because this one is one of my characters from one RPG game. And I remember that I was deep into LA Ink with Kat Von D. So this is why I created this character that was a tattoo artist. So she's kind of a Kat Von D-ish character. But you can see that this part of the body is okay. This part of this body is okay-ish. But these two together are just messed up. Where did her internal organ go? I don't know. There's something wrong here. But I like the kind of fierceness from her. Some other characters. This is Karel again, with a kind of odd style. Melusine here. And we are back to Jane Eyre here. And some kind of Victorian lady. And Grimm here, as a teenager, obviously. And that's interesting because I was playing to Professor Layton at that time, and I remember that when I drew this, I was trying to draw him from my memories. So it's kind of him, but not him, because I feel like there are some kind of things that are not okay. Some things are wrong. I think I drew him. Yeah, I drew him here with a look. He's much more canon, I would say. Yeah, he doesn't have the same color or the same outfit. Some other random characters. This is one of the drawing that my friend Catticut drew in my sketchbook. Another June. Some other characters, some other research that I did. I remember that I was trying to find some Turkish-inspired harem outfits at that time. Some animation posings. And some other research for some commission here. You have June as a kid here, and I like that. Well, she has an empty glance, and she's dead inside, but it's that's what I wanted when I drew her. She has seen something that just traumatized her, changed her. There's June here too, and this is interesting. This is one of my drawings where I wanted to do a kind of friendship artwork. So I decided to draw a portrait of our gang, our art gang. So there's Karel from Ito, there's Sandre from Orpheline, there's Meili from Katika, there's Jaya from Ayashinta, from Aurelia, and this is June from me. So I finished this drawing. This is like kind of a friendship gift that I gave to my friends. Some other characters, I was trying to find how to draw June in different styles or in different ways. This is one of the Jane Eyre drawings and some random stuff here. This is Evie and O'Connell from the movie The Mummy, and it's funny because I know that it's them, but at the same time I feel like they just don't look like the characters and the actor at all. So I love that movie and I wish I could have drawn them better than that, but this is Carol and Guillaume, so this is like her lover and the captain of the ship. Some other characters from my story, so trying to find some other facial and other different characters. Some random drawings again. Here is like Nick at the beginning of book 2, like he's in front of the mirror, but he just don't want to face himself in the mirror, and I like that. This kind of drawing of, even if it's just a sketch, like just bring some information like that. And I like when even a sketch can have like a storytelling like this. These are other fan arts from a fantasy book. These are fan arts from the Cardinal's Blade. This is a French fantasy book that was translated also in English, and this is basically like the Three Musketeers with dragon. And I read it and I loved it. This is one of my favorite books. So you will see some of the characters from this book from time to time. Some basic and character. These are also from the Cardinal's Blade. Some random characters, and this is June and Carol. Some characters from my story. And other characters from my story, so Rex and Royal. And this is like one attempt to draw. This is Ariel drawn by Brianna Garcia, and I bought her sketchbook and I was trying just to also, like I said before, just to try to understand how she draws things by copying the master. This is Cardinal of Richelieu and Marciac from the Cardinal's Blade. Cardinal's Blade 2, Le Prat. And this is from the Cardinal's Blade. Also Balladio from the Cardinal's Blade. And yeah, this is my gargoyles. Other character. This is Nahini from so this is a character by Ayashinta. Some random characters also. So this is June like taking a bath. Like you can feel like the of contempt. This was an interesting exercise for me because I think this was one of the first time that I tried to make this kind of expression sheet with this character, and I feel like, you know, there are some expressions where there are some things wrong, like in the proportion of the facial feature. Like you would say that it's off model. Like this one is weird. This one is weird with the eyes. This one is maybe the nose is too long. Like you can feel like there are some things wrong from time to time, but it's a nice exercise just to understand how you're drawing over and over your characters. You can feel this character a lot more at the end of the exercise than in the beginning. Other research of 17th century outfits. Here are some Avatar The Last Airbender art. So you can see Sokka, Aang, Zuko, Toph, another Zuko, another Aang. I think I was trying to find something to draw for the upcoming Japan Expo. So I guess this is Cinderella. This was the mascot of our collective, a little musketeer. Yeah, another Professor Layton. I did this one as a button, Katara button. Other Negan June. I always drew them, especially in that sketchbook. Yeah, another Nig, and Nig again, and June and Nig again, and some boobs, obviously. This was for a button too, and this one was for a button too. I was looking for some nice posing. And this is Prince of Persia from the video game. the one and only Indiana Jones. And Zuko, I did this one as a button too. I had a Avatar the Last Airbender collection at that time. Some research. This is a research for 2 different bookmarks inspired by Star Wars. So there's like the light side of the Force with Yoda, Luke, and I don't know which one it was. I didn't put it. Maybe Han Solo or maybe Obi-Wan. Maybe, yeah, it was maybe Obi-Wan. And this is with Darth Vader, Darth Maul, and Anakin. This was drawn for one of my friends, and she asked me to draw Abby from NCIS. And you can see that I have problems with the hands. And this is Nick once again, and Nick and June, and June and Nick. This is one of the only portraits that I have of these 3 together. So this is Nick, and in Sancho they are foster father, and Li Caron as when he was a kid. So this is his foster brother, and other sketches for the Japan Expo. I did a print with this one and a button with this one. This is one of my favorite picture of Appa. And Aang. And Darth Vader with a cookie. Some Psylocke. I also did a print with this one. Sokka and his boomerang. Aang. Yeah, I did some button with this too. Some picture, some drawing of June once again. And this one I used for the cover of my sketchbook. This is Aspen from Fathom by Michael Turner. I've always been a huge fan from Fathom. This is Elisa Maza from Gargoyles. I know it's not very obvious, but I know that's her. Nick once again. Oh, this is Sarah Pezzini from Witchblade. I was in love with this comics, and this is one of the comics that just get me into comics, and I always loved that character. And this is Castiel from Supernatural. Once again June, and June again. And I don't know why this one is upside down. This is Grimm and Morphine. So other drawing, this was for commission. And this is Storm from the X-Men, but there are so many things that are wrong in this drawing. Like a too long neck, this arm is too small. Oh. Yeah, this is another one of Storm. And here other drawing from Katara and Sokka. This was inspired by the Avatar the Last Airbender art book. I bought the art book, so with inspirational and visual development for the series. I remember that I was inspired by the exaggerated expressions. Like I used this one to draw this one to understand how he did it. And we are back at Cardinal's Blade fan arts. Yeah, there are stuff happening in these books. And that's it. Alright, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this new journey in this new sketchbook. I have a lot of other sketchbooks to show you. I will not maybe binge them in the beginning of the year, because I just don't want to dry this. But yeah, I think I will have how much, maybe 4 or 5 other sketchbooks to show you. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time on a new video. Bye bye!